Hello everyone, my name is Daniel, and today I wanted to talk to you about an element of education that will make a significant impact upon the way teaching is viewed and conducted in the future. Now, it should come as no surprise that over the last 20 years, technology of the classroom has evolved exponentially from generation to generation. However, this rapid changing technology brings forth the question of how teachers will be impacted and whether or not these changes in technology will affect the direction of our modern teaching practice. Technological advancements in schools have boomed from simple shifts from blackboards to whiteboards to vast leaps forward over the past decade to facilitate the rapidly growing digital age. When I started my education, we were under the revolutionary reform of introducing laptop computers into the classroom. However, these were merely used as a form of writing notes and to view the occasional piece of multimedia. For the most part, we were still using textbooks and pens within our classes. But when you compare this to a recent school visit I had to Parade College almost a decade later, it's interesting to note the shift in the current generation of students who are moving towards the use of tablets in every class to replace textbooks and writing materials. This was a very foreign concept to me, as all submissions and assessments were done online through the school's IT system as opposed to being handed in directly to a teacher. I think that it's a step in the right direction, as technology offers the opportunity to engage with the material in a new and interesting way, but also demonstrated how these new and exciting devices can be used to train the next generation and prepare them for our ever-evolving digital age. Although some of the older students in the school preferred the traditional paper and textbook methods, I was impressed by these new systems, and it really highlighted the conveniences of using technology within classrooms today. However, I also had some concerns, as it offers 1,000 new ways to be distracted during class. As a pre-service teacher looking over this change of classroom technology, it started raising some concerns of how this technology was leading education and the possible impacts it might have on my soon-to-be profession. With all of these new technologies moving to make the learning experience more convenient and streamlined, it justified my reasoning to debate whether all textbooks and classrooms will soon be a thing of the past, and whether all learning will move online with student interaction being done over a Skype conference call. I suppose the burning question is whether or not the teacher comes into the equation for this technologically advancing future. Will students of the future be doomed to be forever taught by robots, or will we have all of our information and skills downloaded directly to our brains via an operator like in The Matrix? I raised this issue with my supervisor, who is a researcher, and to solve this riddle, she told me of a story when she was training cats. Within her research a few years prior, they developed an automated system to reward cats for positive behaviours. However, she explained that even though they would learn, they didn't develop their behaviours nearly as fast or as well as when she trained them directly. Now, why was this the case? It's evident that this difference clearly stems from the familiarization which the cats developed through their interactions towards her, and it wasn't just the reward but also the positive feedback from that growing relationship. This put me at ease, as this story made it very clear that the teachers will always be an essential part of the classroom due to that all-important human factor. This is well supported by learning theories produced by Dewey, who highlighted that much of school isn't just the material which they learn in class, but also the importance of that social environment and the formation of relationships. From this, it's clear that the importance of teachers' relationships with students far outweigh the need for a technologically advanced classroom where teachers are absent from the equation. Because at the end of the day, even if you do tweet about that A plus you got in literature, if no one's there to like your status, the action loses all meaning. So if there's this underlying conflict between technological advances and the involvement of teachers, where can we draw the line? How can these two very essential components to the future of education be combined in a way that both accommodates for the need of technological exposure, but still facilitate that all-important student-teacher relationship? Now, as I'm from a science background, I wanted to talk about a scientific approach towards addressing this. To do so, I wanted to draw upon some research I heard at a science conference some years ago given by a man named Iriki about the training of monkeys to use tools. Throughout his research, Iriki struggled to break this barrier in training the monkeys from using simple tools to complex devices. It wasn't until he explored a concept of tools being perceived not just as an object, but as an extension of the body, that he managed to succeed and use these ideas to extend the monkeys' reach to obtain their goal. It was through this that he managed to make the monkeys perform some extraordinary tasks, such as using remote fetching devices to obtain food far beyond what was thought possible for their normal capacity. So just like the monkeys using tools as a longer arm to obtain food, tools such as chalk and the blackboard are merely extensions of a teacher and serve as a technological extension of themselves, providing a means of reaching and communicating with students. From this perspective, I suppose it ultimately comes down to the idea of viewing these technologies not just as a means to make life easier, but as a tool that can be used to further express a teacher's meaning, to reach and connect with students, and hopefully form better relationships. At the end of the day, it all comes down to that mindset of how to put the students first when we're approaching changes in the classroom in order to broaden perspective and understandings behind the actions taken. I believe that this will result in the best possible use of technology to educate children of the future. So that's it for this video, and thank you very much for watching.